Hey, one dope psychologist here, Dr. Natalie Whitlow, and I'm here to bring you today's mental health enlightenment. So, following the series of 3 mass shootings in 1 week, I made a post, what I thought was an innocent post, about the fact that these mass shootings have everything to do with mental health issues. I was spurred to make the post because I had been hearing comments that it had nothing to do with mental health. These people were just simply evil. And although they may a component of it may be that they're evil, there's also a mental health component to it. And I was surprised when I was met with resistance from people, and I couldn't understand why I was being met with it. And so after having the dialogue and conversations with people, I identified 3 main reasons that people were resistant to that statement, and I want to clarify some things. So the first point of resistance that I got is the fact that people seem to be confused about the difference between mental health issues and mental illness, and they seem to use those terms interchangeably, although they are not. They are two different concepts. So mental health issues simply deal with the everyday encounters that we have that evoke our thoughts and feelings and lead us to behave in certain ways. That's all that psychology and mental health is the study of our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So anything that deals with how we feel, how we think, and how we choose to behave falls under mental health issues. Now, where on the spectrum it falls, it depends. If it's on the positive end of the experience, where I was offered a new job and so I was excited, the feelings that I experience are positive and they don't have a negative effect on my life? Or is it on the negative end? So that depends. Also, the level of severity and the degree to which my feelings, thoughts, and behaviors impact my life varies. But anything that deals with the way that we feel, the way that we think, and the way that we behave is a mental health issue. Now, mental illness deals with those chronic, persistent ways of behaving, ways of thinking, ways of feeling that are deviant in nature. They cause distress to the person and to others around them, and they serve to cause a problem with the person being able to function in a non-problematic way. That would be a mental illness. So there's a difference between mental health issues and mental illness. And so when I say that these mass shootings have something to do or have everything to do with mental health issues, all I mean is that the way that this person felt, their hate toward the Hispanic community, the ways that they thought, holding racist beliefs and ideas, believing that it's okay to cross your bounds and actually take someone else's life, and then the way that they chose to behave to go out and actually enact these things. Because we all have sinister thoughts. We all have thoughts that are deplorable, but we don't act on them. So for these people to choose to act and behave in the ways that they did, all of that says these are mental health issues. Now, this does not mean that the totality of what they did has to do with mental health issues, but it does mean a component deals with mental health issues. So that was the first point of resistance that I want to clear up. The second point of resistance is that people felt like identifying the issue as a mental health issue means that I'm exonerating them of the consequences of their behaviors, and that is not the case. All that I was doing as a mental health professional, as a psychologist, was identifying a thing as a thing. These are mental health issues that we are seeing. That does not mean that the consequences should not come to these people who did this. That does not mean that we should relieve them of any responsibility. That does not mean that we lessen the impact of how we talk about what they did. None of that is the case. Now, society has done that in the past, but that is not what I'm doing. And I don't think that any responsible mental health professional would do do that. But I also don't think any responsible mental health professional would say that this is not in the realm of mental health issues. Now, the third point of resistance that I received is that society uses this mental health label as a way of letting violent white men off the hook in ways that they don't let Black men off the hook. And I agree with that. Society has historically misused any and everything that it could in order to continue racist ideas, in order to continue to oppress groups of color, including Black people. So I agree that that's how society has used or misused the mental health label, but that's not what I was doing. I was not saying that these mass shooters have mental health issues, so we shouldn't blame them. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is mental health issues contributed to this. What I'm saying is it's my field's responsibility to be talking about this. We too oftentimes give away the mental health conversation to newscasters and attorneys and activists in the community when you have trained mental health professionals to discuss these issues. That's all that I was saying. I can't fathom or imagine what other field or profession would be better equipped to deal with the issues that we see with these mass shooters. Now, and I mean on the front end, now I understand that the judicial system deals with them. But on the front end, when you hear about the mass shooter in Dayton having a history of making threats toward people, being suspended from school because he made a list of the girls that he wanted to rape, this is long-term historical mental health stuff. What other profession is to deal with and address these issues if not the mental health profession? So I just wanted to make a video to clarify that piece because it was identified to me that there are so many different misconceptions about mental health, which I know that there are, and that's why I'm here, is to bring more clarity to really what mental health issues are. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I hope that you have heard and received this feedback with an open heart and mind to think about mental health issues in a different way. And then I hope that you share this video with your friends, with your family, so that the discussion about mental health and mental health issues looks different, so that it's not just placed on a person being evil. That means that there is nothing at all that could ever be done, and I wouldn't be in my profession if I thought that that was the truth, you know. So we have to start to identify, where did we miss the mark? What are we missing here? All right, so what's the message? To think about mental health in a different way, a way that helps you to start to think about mental health issues in an expansive way, not in a minimalized way, the ways in which society has used it to manipulate you. And I'll see you next time.